Hi, I'm Daniele Barcena and I'm the drummer for Icons of Blasphemy. The name was inspired by Everything Blasphemous. The band is openly anti-system and anti-religion. That's why each one of us has something to say against society. So we represent the name. We are the Icons of Blasphemy. After we recorded the Toxic Murder EP, multiple tracks were left out and there were thoughts of an album, but they ended up being part of the split album and we are very happy with it. Motherfuck is owned by a great friend of ours, Juan Carlos Linares. The band has a lifetime friendship with them, and talking about our projects, he mentioned we should do something together. So that's how it happened. In this new release, we address themes from cult movies like The Prophecy or even TV shows like The Walking Dead. Also, we did a cover from one of our best old school bands, Rigor Mortis, with the song Demons. We are big friends with Pentagram. Luis Guillén is known for also being the singer for the band Hades, and knowing he had a record label, we proposed the release. He instantly agreed. It had a minor delay, just a couple of months because of COVID, but in the end, had good distribution. Juan Carlos from Motherfuck chose the album cover for us. In his words, it represents being united by death since birth, also referring to both bands in the death metal genre coming together to make this possible. Worth mentioning is a copyright-free image. This has pros and cons. The positive side is that we no longer take part in the distribution, and the negative side is getting a good deal. Generally, the deal consists of you assuming the money for the recording, and we print it out. We all like old school stuff like Dead, Possessed, Obituary, Suffocation, and all those bands everyone starts with. Me personally, I like the more progressive or technical side of this music, with bands like The Faceless, Necrophages, Anatta, and Obscuro. Everything is evolving fast in terms of exposure with all the social media. If I had to change something, it would be more like the mental state of some people, thinking this kind of music only involves people that do drugs or stuff like that. The music industry is all about money, and this music is not, so I wouldn't change anything about that. You can still get the money if you move around without compromising your art. We play fast, so if we don't hear clearly, things can get messy. When we opened for Nile, this was a little inconvenient, mostly on my part, but we made it out quickly. And Israel, our bassist, said a joke about that being the song Scum by Napalm Death. It was very funny. Yes, the new Synth Passage album freaking destroys, and I love it. The new Oblivious Scaris album was amazing too. Movie-wise, I have two films, Birth Rebirth, directed by Laura Moss, and also Hereditary by Ari Aster. Folks are always coming up with new techniques inside death metal. For example, incorporating instruments like, saxophones, violins. All that stuff is amazing. Everything is not always about speed, and listening to the creative side is always interesting. That's what it's all about. We are a small scene, and when our favorite bands come here, we try to give our best, even when there are like 50 or 100 people in the crowd. Locally, we all play in multiple bands, so on some occasions, one of us would have like 3 gigs on the same day. My personal favorite is Human from Death. That was the first album I heard where I was like, what the fuck is the drummer doing there? That album introduced me to technical death metal. My bandmates love the Suffocation album, Effigy of the Forgotten, because of its brutality combined with technicality. I love that album too. We are working on the pre-production of 7 new tracks. We still don't know if we are making it an EP or an album, but we will figure it out soon. Thank you for listening to the best kind of metal there is, there was, and there ever will be.